So this week's Torah portion is Parshas Naso. And the Parsha moves along at a nice clip. We're learning all sorts of interesting things, laws and events, etc. When all of a sudden, we get to chapter 7 in the book of Numbers, right around passage 11. Easy to remember for you Slurpee fans, 7:11 in the book of Numbers. And things grind to a halt. What happens? Each one of the leaders of the 12 tribes decides to bring a gift in honor of the inauguration of the altar. And God, in the Torah, records the gift of each one of these leaders. So this leader comes and he brings a gift of a bowl and a spoon and a bull and a ram, different animals, etc. It's very nice. And then this leader comes and he brings a gift of a bowl and a spoon and a bull and a ram and some animals, etc. 2, 8, 10, 12. Each leader brings the exact same gift. And the whole gift is listed over and over and over and over again. By the time you get to late in the day, 5, 6, 8, it's like, we know what's coming. Guess what? Same gift. So this is the kind of section that back in day school when I was a kid would torture me. I'd say to myself, what's God doing? He's trying to bore me? I just don't get it. And I would stare at the clock in the classroom, and I would pray that my latent powers of telekinesis would kick in. And I would concentrate and try to move the hand on the clock faster so I could get out of that class. That was when I was young. Now I'm older, and I'm slightly more mature, and now I get it, or at least I think I do. Built into these seemingly, I hate to even say it now, boring passages are some incredibly powerful lessons. Number one, imagine, and this of course is certainly a hint if my children are watching this, that it's Father's Day, and your children get together and they make you something nice. Balloons, and a card, and some French toast for breakfast, and an omelet, and they do all the chores that you were supposed to do that day. Dad, happy Father's Day. It's fantastic, okay? And you, of course, you're going to thank them unless you're a total ingrate. Thank you guys, it was so nice. But you couldn't do it a different way. Imagine doing this. Instead of thanking all of them, if you have a bigger family, more than one kid, you find time during the day, later in the day, and you take each one of them aside individually. And you say, I want you to know something. I know everybody did it together and everybody chipped in, but I really, really appreciated that you took the time to do something special for me on Father's Day. Thank you so much. You're going to make each kid feel like $1 million. You're thanking them in both instances, but in the second way, when you thank them individually, how special is that? And that's what God's doing. Each leader brought the same gift. And God could have said, okay, and the leaders all brought the same gift. He didn't do that. He singled each one out individually to show proper gratitude and to make each one feel special. That's lesson one. Lesson two. These leaders were extremely wealthy. Even the average Jew was wealthy when we left Egypt because we had gold and we had silver from the Egyptians. And then when the chariots of the Egyptians were wiped out and destroyed in the Nile, we were able to grab that gold. So everybody was wealthy. And the leaders were even more wealthy because, after all, it is good to be the king. So the leaders, notwithstanding their extraordinary wealth, brought relatively modest gifts in honor of the dedication of the altar. Very nice gifts, to be sure, but modest. Now, can you imagine nowadays? You have 12 Jewish billionaires, leaders, and they're going to bring public gifts. And not only are they going to bring public gifts, but each one is going to bring his gift on one day, and it's going to take 12 days. So the first one's going to see nobody's gift, but the second one's going to see the first one's gift, and the 10th one's going to see the first 9 gifts, and the 12th one the first 11 gifts. You don't think that there'd be a little one-upmanship going on? You don't think that if the first guy would show up with his gift in a helicopter with fireworks working, blowing up, okay, that by the 8th or the 10th day, somebody would be coming in on a Lear jet, and by the 12th day, wouldn't the last billionaire be delivering his gift on an aircraft carrier? I mean, these guys, okay, billionaires, they don't keep up with the Schwartzes or the Joneses. They are the Schwartzes or the Joneses. That's probably what would happen. But that's not what happened here, even though each one had his own day. And each one had the benefit of seeing what came before, and certainly had the temptation to outdo the other leaders. Nobody did that. They all restrained themselves. Each one brought a modest gift, and each one brought the same gift. So maybe we can think about those two lessons. How to show not just proper gratitude, but an extra measure of gratitude to make somebody feel special. And how to restrain ourselves. How to do the right thing, but do it in a modest fashion, not in an in-your-face fashion, not in an over-the-top fashion. Maybe we can work on those and take those great lessons from this week's portion.